This video breaks down why the Lakers are better with J.R. Smith. While J.R.'s 2018 Finals mishap will linger in many fans' mind, you're not only about to see a prediction of if a blunder like that will repeat itself, but conversely a breakdown of the upside Smith brings to the table and the impact he'll have next to LeBron and AD. First, Ronto adds to his lead on the Speaks board, saying the most insane storylines approaching July 30th are the players/disruptors of the NBA's return. Top comment on the question coming up gets next video shoutout, yearly rewards for the top 5. Appreciate everyone. For the first time since November of 2018, J.R. Smith is off the free agent market and is now a part of the top contending Lakers. Now, if that doesn't prove anything is possible, I don't know what does. 2013 Sixth Man of the Year J.R. is officially replacing Avery Bradley, who's dealing with his son's illness and therefore won't be joining the Lakers in the quarantine bubble. Both offensively and defensively, later on I'll show you how the 34-year-old Smith's going to impact LA when they start the season in Orlando in a few weeks. But first, there's the meme-worthy sequence that brings us back to when Smith was in his first tenure as LBJ's teammate. Flashing back to May 31st of 2018, Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals. A Cleveland Cavaliers team missing 2 of their 3 best players has fought their heart out and is somehow in a tie game with debatably the most stacked team in NBA history. George Hill then gets fouled with 4.7 seconds left and has a chance to put the Cavs up a point if he makes both free throws. He tied the game, and then this happened.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked. And we'll go to overtime.
J.R. Smith, as he would later admit in an ice bath interview with Kevin Hart, completely forgot about the time and score.
God damn it. All right, let's get to the question that people want to know.
Yeah.
The infamous moment, Cleveland Golden State. All you guys got to do is basically protect the ball, grab the ball, hold on to it. No, not hold on to it. I think you guys could have scored.
Should have scored.
You should have scored. I'm wrong here.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Don't worry about it.
I'll finally get your side of it now.
That's right.
Yeah, get off his back. It's an innocent mistake.
It's an honest mistake.
It's an honest mistake. The one thing that made me laugh, you dribble it out, you call a timeout, and Brian just doing this to you, and you go. You can't look back like it was such an innocent, like, come on, man. You know, goddamn.
Man, it messed me up because the play before that, we missed the free throw. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, all right, because we talked to the coaches and like, all right, cool, we got that one, we about to get back on defense. You get the rebound, but okay, we good, game over.
Yeah, in a crucial moment, Smith forgot the simplest of things, and it could have cost the Cavaliers their second championship in 3 years. That's something that definitely stings Cleveland fans to this day. So that begs the question, will Hoops fans in Los Angeles be feeling the same way as Cavs fans this October? And has JR learned from his infamously embarrassing mistake? At this point, it's difficult to say, but as we delve into how Smith impacts the Lakers' success at Disney World, the one thing he brings to the table that Avery Bradley couldn't possibly replicate is championship experience. His incredibly publicized moment in 2018 overshadowed the fact that 2 years earlier, Smith stunningly played 35 minutes per game in 21 playoff games while averaging over 11 points on 43% shooting from distance. To fill a vacant roster spot back in February, JR worked out for the Lakers, but GM Rob Pelinka ended up picking up Dion Waiters, who didn't play a single game before the pandemic hit. Now, in completely unforeseen circumstances, Smith gets a second chance to rock the purple and gold, and it's not only his three-point shooting that perfectly suits the Laker offense, which made him an attractive piece for management to chase, but Frank Vogel noted that JR's relationship with LeBron was a factor in LA's signing of the 15-year vet. Offensively, Smith's without a doubt an upgrade over Avery, as LA's already overpowering attack now features one of the most deadly catch-and-shoot threats this game's ever seen. Rustiness you can expect to be a factor. It's almost 2 years since the man stepped on an NBA court. However, let's now get into the reasons you maybe clicked on this video for, and that's why J.R. Smith drastically improves the Lake Show in ways I think a lot of people aren't legitimately taking into account. Yes, Avery Bradley's departure from the 2020 Lakers at first seemed like a massive blow to the Lakers' chances, as the man was a key cog both defending and shooting on the perimeter for Vogel. But evidently, the Lakers have taken Bradley's loss seriously, given quotes from Alex Caruso, who said, "As far as basketball goes, we gotta fill his role. Might not be one person, but this team has done a great job all year when guys have been out, stepping up and filling a role. I'm not sure if I'm going to be the sole provider of everything that Avery did. That's a lot to ask for because of how good he is at what he does, but I'm definitely going to be ready to fill part of that gap and that need." And Lakers coach Frank Vogel had this to say about the Smith signing: "We're not asking him to come in and be Avery Bradley. He's going to come in and be J.R. Smith. Just fill that position more than fill that role. Avery's loss is obviously a huge loss for us, but we're a next man up team. JR is going to come in and help fill that void, but we have a lot of guys that can come in and do the same. I'm aware, unlike Avery, JR's not known for his defense, but in terms of the Lakers' mantra and the production they'll get in the biggest moments, I'm predicting Smith's going to prove himself as a big-time upgrade on the perimeter for the Lakers. This man's a reputable three-point sniping machine, as throughout his impressively long tenure in the NBA, JR's made the 9th most amount of three-point shots in NBA playoff history. He's also 4th in league history in NBA Finals three-pointers made, and you may say he's far removed from those days, or maybe in your eyes his reputation's tainted from his utterly ridiculous forgetting of the clock, but his fellow champion and now teammate Danny Green had this to say 2 days before JR's LA signing became official: "He looks good when I've seen it. He shot the ball well. He looks to be in pretty good shape, so we'll see where it goes. I don't make those decisions. It's above my head, above my pay grade, but the times I've seen him work out and the times I've seen him in the gym, he looked like he was in good shape. He looked pretty crisp." Danny doesn't have a history of lying to the people. The man was the first player back in early April to firmly state the NBA would be returning, so this quote from Danny Green is a solid indication that JR's in game shape. But adding another champion who throughout the course of his entire Cavalier tenure made a blisteringly consistent 38.1% of his three-point shots can't hurt. That percentage Smith shot over the course of 5 seasons would rank him as the second highest percentage on the 2020 Lakers, right behind Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Another argument against Smith being rusty, as he's likely assassinated the Henny since he was put on waivers, is that physically, he's essentially in the same boat as everyone in the league right now. Sure, maybe he's not in the exact shape as his Laker teammates, but given the NBA's hiatus for the last 5 months, JR has significantly less catching up to do. Additionally, this man's been working out since February, and sure, JR got passed on for the roster spot for Dion Waiters back then, but that should yield as even more motivation for the 15-year vet. But the biggest factor motivating JR is going to be the fact that he was left on the free agent market for just under 2 years. For the first time in a while, LeBron has a shooting guard next to him that's capable of creating off the bounce for buckets when called on, one who's an extremely capable, high IQ defender. James and Smith have proved in the past to be extremely effective together. Their games really just mesh perfectly with one another. When JR sees 1 or 2 fall from 30 feet behind the arc, his sensationally quick release becomes a real problem for defenders. Above Smith's statistically proven reliability to space out the floor by nailing daggers in the most under-pressure situations the NBA has to offer, most prominently it's JR's comfortability with LeBron, that's going to make him so damn effective for the Lakers. In a very honest interview with Showtime Basketball's All the Smoke, Smith explained how big of an impact LeBron's had over him during his career, both personally and professionally, saying, quote-unquote, "LeBron's work ethic and drive changed my life." JR also touched on how he was uncertain and insecure about his game, and that he used to hide from people. He feared missing out on important points, and it was LeBron who helped him gain confidence in his game. Throughout his career, J.R. Smith seamlessly fit next to superstars off the court in the past as well, and his persona hasn't come close to clashing with heavy ego teammates he's had, like Carmelo Anthony and Kyrie Irving. This recent biking session with LeBron and AD should bode well for his chemistry with LA's 2 superstars.
What up, JR? What up, Brian?
And the most crucial element Smith provides to the Lakers, aside from meme-worthy media attention, is his experience, and no one's expressed this better than Coach Vogel. In terms of what he brings to the table, the experience factor. This guy's a big-time player, he's proven it over the course of his career, we know he can help us. And Frank is spot on with that comment, because in his 15 years in the NBA, Smith has made the playoffs 11 times, he's made the finals 4 times, and outside of his historic mistake, Smith was an impactful player for Cleveland in the postseason. He shot over 40.6% from behind the arc through 4 playoff seasons. Additionally, Smith is ranked 5th among active players in three-point field goals made. Only Stephen Curry, Kyle Korver, James Harden, and Jamal Crawford have made more three-pointers than Smith. I hope you enjoyed that list from D-Flow Hoops. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of our future content. And for next video shoutout, comment how you think Smith impacts the Lakers' success.